Hi everyone, and welcome to the Aries Weekly Illumination Reading. This is I Am Illuminated Tarot and Meaning-Based Spiritual Coaching Services. I am Lauren. Hi and welcome. So for everyone new to this channel, this reading is slightly different than my previous readings because I am a new mother and my schedule has changed. So I'm trying to be able to put out more videos, but with slightly condensed information in them. So these readings are a little bit shorter and slightly different. But it does not change the fact that all of my readings are here to engage us with the Triad of Engagement, which is utilizing the three basic principles of curiosity, courage, and contemplation, and demonstrating how when we apply these core principles to our experience, we get a chance to bring awareness and illumination to what makes us a unique, authentic, singular individual, and how that connects to our external environment, and therein illuminating our spiritual purpose. So, Aries, when I was shuffling your cards and just kind of tapping into your energy, I got an intuitive hit of somebody lighting a gaslight, and I heard no more gaslighting. So there's a quality here, I think, of some of you guys stepping into a place of personal power this week, of kind of seeing through the illusion and not allowing others to, for all intents and purposes, not gaslight you, but not allowing people to take advantage of you anymore. That basically what I was shown was you lighting your own light, of you realizing the flame is within yourself. You don't need another to light that flame or pretend or tell you that you need them to light your own flame. Now, the message that will come through in the cards, I don't know if that's going to support that intuitive message, but I always feel the need to share those messages if they come in to begin with. And interestingly enough, actually, all three of you fire signs had an intuitive message like that came through today. So very interesting. All right, so we're going to pull a Power of Surrender card here to engage us with the principle of curiosity, where we get a chance to open ourselves up with a childlike sense of awe and wonder to what we do not know about ourselves, our internal, unique, authentic selves, and how that is meant to engage with our external environment. Alrighty, let's see here. And I apologize, guys, if you can hear my daughter crying in the background. She is being fed right now by her daddy and is a little bit of a cranker pants. So anyways, let's see here. What can we get for Aries? There we go. All right, so we have surrender comparisons with other people. And it says, keep your eyes trained on yourself. Focus on your own strengths, attractiveness, and power. And what we're going to be doing to engage with curiosity is we're going to build in a question, because obviously curiosity leads us to ask why, and so we are going to be asking ourselves a question. We are going to build in this question to take what is a very general reading and to help individualize it for yourself, because you're going to ask yourself this question throughout the week, and only you can answer that question for yourself. But in answering that question, you will bring awareness and illumination to that unique aspect of yourself that Spirit is asking you to become aware of, because it is going to directly tie into your spiritual purpose as you engage it with your external environment. So, surrender comparisons with other people. I think this is perfect. And this does, I feel like, connect directly to that intuitive message that I received right off the bat with you guys. And that you are realizing you hold the power to lighting your own flame. You don't need another to come in and tell you that you're not good enough, or tell you that you need their help, or tell you that somehow whatever it is, that whatever they're giving you is something that you can't achieve on your own. So I love that it says, keep your eyes trained on yourself, focus on your own strengths, attractiveness, and power. So really what I would, as we're building in a question here, when we're thinking about your own power and attractiveness, what we can often miss sometimes in our experience is realizing that the more we lean into living from our unique passions and living from and releasing vulnerably who we are as a unique individual and living that into life, that we forget that that's actually how we get a chance to attract people who actually ultimately will be beneficial to us and will help not light our own flame, but help bring their flames to us that we can then see a little clearer by. When you think about if you are in a dark room and you're lighting your own light, yes, you can light it to a certain place to where you can illuminate your surroundings, but imagine if you were surrounded by other people with lights equally as bright. And there's this quality here of realizing the more you step into that place of confidence in yourself, in Aries, I mean, you're a fire sign. You're the cardinal fire sign. So it's quality here of realizing it's on you to step up as that first giant flame. To, I almost see you guys as like lighting yourself on fire to illuminate everybody around you. But there's this quality here of the more that you do that, the more others will come and share their light with you, and that's actually what then illuminates your experience that much more. And so there's this quality here of realizing it's time to step into your confidence. It's time to shine your light. Your light will become that beacon, almost like a lighthouse, and it will bring others. It'll, like moths to a flame, attract the right people and the right circumstances and right situations. So when we're thinking about a question to ask yourself, where are you? And I'm hearing, again, there's a card in this deck. I don't use it in this reading, but there's a card in this deck that says, don't dim, or where are you dimming to fit in, or something like that. Like, don't dim to fit in, don't dim your light to fit in. And there's an element here of that. Where are you dimming your light? Where do you feel that you are dimming some aspect of yourself and not sharing that with the world? Or where do you feel that you up to this point have felt insecure about some aspect of yourself, and you felt the need to have somebody else claim that they can basically light your flame for you, instead of being the opposite? Instead of you're the light that attracts everybody to you, where have other people told you that you're not good enough, that you're not? And this can come in the form of somebody who's told you that you don't have enough training, somebody who's told you that you don't have enough experience, that you are not good working alone, that you're hard to live with, and you'll never find another romantic partner like who's as understanding as they are. This is how people can gaslight you, how people can keep you kind of trapped in a smaller place where you're not shining your light the brightest, because they're telling you that your light can never shine as bright, and that it can only shine at this place, and that they are the key to, like a gaslight, allowing how large your flame can be or not. So there's this quality here of really looking at what part of yourself have you been not confident in because somebody else has told you that you should be not confident in it. Again, this could be a lack of training, a lack of education, somebody in your love life telling you that you are not worthy of love, or whatever, you name it. And this will help show you, and also it's going to help show you where in your life have you heard this and from whom. So if there is this element of you are insecure because you don't have, let's say, a 4-year college degree, well, what has led you to feel that that's something that you can't get past? Is there somebody in your life that has told you? Let's say at work, is your work telling you, well, even though you've had 10 years of experience, direct hands-on experience, well, sorry, you don't have the 4-year university degree. you're not good enough to be promoted, or you are, let's say, moving jobs, and you do have, let's say you just had, again, hands-on work experience coming from some other place, but because you've come in and you don't have, let's say, the training at the current place that you're in, they won't listen to your ideas on how to maybe make a process more efficient because you haven't gone through the official training, and they'll listen to somebody else but not you. Or again, this can boil down to being in a romantic situation where somebody has told you that you're, so difficult to work with, or so difficult to live with, or that there's some aspect of yourself that is, this can actually be where, if, like, let's say you get cheated on or something along those lines, heaven forbid, but where somebody's told you that basically in their action of cheating on you, that you are not attractive enough, that you are not a worthy partner to keep somebody close to you. And sometimes somebody doesn't actually tell us these things about ourselves, but through their actions, they imply that, and we take that on as somebody telling us that we're not good enough. And again, that we're only worthy of whatever comes our way. So there is this element here of asking yourself that question. What part of yourself do you feel has been unworthy? Who has made you feel that way? And where now can you build confidence around that aspect of yourself to be able to shake past that person's influence? It's interesting with all of your fire sign readings this week that I feel like they're very tied into interpersonal connections and breaking through those barriers more than just kind of an individualized general energy. So there is something here that there's a specific tie to a specific person, whether they're still in your life or whether this is from the past, and maybe this person's no longer in your life, but somehow their influence over you is still strong, and it's time to really take a look at how that affected you and how now you can release that and step into your own power and realize that that is what is going to attract additional people and additional circumstances and additional events in your external environment that are going to help elevate you without the need of somebody telling you that they have to do it. It's just going to automatically bring a brighter light to your experience. All right. So now we're going to pull an animal oracle card for the principle of courage. And this is where we get a chance to step into our seat of personal power, because this is where we get a chance to become conscious of the decisions and the actions we choose to take, and to realize that that's the one aspect of our experience we can control. We can't control the change that occurs in our external environment. I call it the seat of destiny. We cannot control people and their actions, but we can come back to our seat of free will, and we can control our actions and our perception of our experience. And that's how we get to engage with destiny. Change is change, but it's how we engage with change that allows us to either grow and evolve and adapt and unlock beautiful, heroic aspects of ourselves that are meant to fulfill some spiritual purpose in the external environment, or we can choose to not engage and through free will shy away from what spirit is asking us to, and we will just kind of stay the same. We will not experience our full potential, and we won't continue to grow and evolve. And that's where we can become stuck and disconnected and stagnant. So we have two that came out. Oh, beautiful. So we have Horse Spirit, Freedom is Yours, number 33. And we have Moth Spirit, Surrender Now, and that's number 39, which breaks down to a 12, which then further breaks down to a number 3, and the number 3 to me is the number of divinity. So there is this quality here of freeing yourself. So when you're thinking of taking courage, or having courage to take action on your own behalf, and having to shake off the opinions of others, the influences of others, the people in your life that have made you feel less than, that have dimmed your light or perhaps even gaslighted you, that it's time to step into this place of freedom is yours, of this kind of unbridled quality with this horse of just shaking it off. Imagine getting on a horse and just galloping freely away from, that everybody is left standing and staring and watching you as you fly by. Your hair is, streaming behind you. The horse's hair is streaming behind them. And it's just this beautiful, freeing moment of self-realization. And with the surrender now moth spirit, there's this really beautiful element that's coming through of surrendering to the power within yourself. The card is red, and it's not, so this isn't about surrendering and like being at peace and kind of just letting spirit guide you, which I would see as the color blue coming in, or the color purple. The color red is a color of action, and this directly ties to our root chakra and really to the question, the I am question that each one of us ask ourselves. And that is your motto, Aries, is I am. And so I really feel like this is asking you to really answer that question, to surrender to who you are, surrender to your power. The root chakra is who we are, ultimately. It is grounding ourselves in the reality of our own personal empowerment, of who we are. And when that is out of alignment or out of balance, our root chakra, that is where fear and anxiety can stem from, because we are not in awareness of our own unique abilities and how we can meet challenges. And we are not grounded in our own self-confidence. And so this is asking you to surrender now to the power of who you are, because that is what is going to free you. It's going to open up your life again, get you out of a place of anxiety and fear, and allow you to feel that beautiful unbridled sense of freedom, but at the same time in that beautiful sense of reconnection to your own personal power, to your own light. And that Spirit is asking you to be aware in every action you take this week to act from a place of personal confidence and to really step in to that place of freedom. Step into that place of living your life experience as you, as your strongest self, and letting go of all of the other comments or, again, comparisons from other people, and just living as yourself, because this is what's going to allow you to unlock that part that really needs to connect with your external environment to get you back in alignment with your spiritual purpose. All right, and now we're going to pull a last card here for the concept of contemplation. And contemplation is where we get a chance to reflect on the consequences of our actions and where we were curious, and to really understand and learn from those consequences so that we can continue to self-educate through direct experience, as well as learn and grow and evolve. So it starts the whole process, the whole triad of engagement over again. We get to reflect on what happened after we took action, conscious action, and then we get to be curious. Okay, so what did happen? And then we get to move forward. So if we see that there's a beneficial outcome or consequence, then we can be curious as to where we can continue to take action to grow and elevate that area, or to create and consistently build on that response and that consequence. Or the reverse, if we realize we got a negative consequence or a bad reaction, we can alter our actions from a place of courage to say, okay, that didn't work out to the best of what I was hoping it would. And so I'm going to take personal responsibility for that and realize that, the seat of control is within me. And so I'm going to change my actions to hopefully get a better, more beneficial outcome the next time. All right, so we have round and round, number 25, breaking down to number 7. Now I always love this card because there's a quality here with round and round of continuing to repeat a cycle of and this could look like, when we're thinking of contemplation, contemplation is meant to help us break cycles. It's meant for us to realize, because we're actively contemplating, we're actively reflecting in the moment on the consequences of our actions. This is where we get a chance to say, oh wow, this one relationship didn't work out, but I'm going to know for next time what didn't work out, and I'm going to change my actions in the next relationship I get into. Or this is where we can say we chose to take action, let's say in communicating with somebody else, and they didn't take how we were communicating in the best way that we were hoping, and so we can go back and quickly in the moment change our actions and maybe adjust our communication style a little bit to help ease and create a more beneficial outcome with that individual. But with round and round, this is where we're not actively reflecting. We maybe are aware that there's an issue, but we're not actively realizing that the seat of our control to change that situation is within us. This could be where you're in, let's say, a work environment that is not healthy, and then maybe you leave that work environment and jump right into another one, and it's the exact same. You have the exact same experience, and it's because there's some aspect of that experience that you're not learning, and you're not tying back to you and how you can change in that experience. Or this could be getting into the same pattern of relationship with a significant other, where you are, acting from a place of wounding or a lack of confidence, and you're looking for somebody else to try to help bolster you in those areas. And instead of, again, kind of breaking that cycle here and realizing you can free yourself from these negative cycles by becoming aware of them and stepping into your own power to act beyond them, meaning not continue to act in the same way, but either to take action to remove yourself from the situation, remove yourself from being around the person specifically who maybe is gaslighting you, or to just say, I'm not going to care anymore about that. I'm just going to live as me, and you're not going to influence me anymore. And it can be just as simple as that. But what I love about this card too is that even though it denotes kind of being stuck and going round and round, there is this image here, this kind of conch shell-like image, which for me harnesses the power of the Fibonacci spiral, which is the golden ratio, meaning that it's spiraling outward in a ever greatly unfolding spiral. That's the ratio is very specific between each spiral, each layer that it goes out. It's all tied in, and you see this pattern, this golden ratio, all throughout the natural world. And there's this element here of that you may feel like you're going around and around, but that you're actually expanding, and you're expanding from a place of divine design. That maybe you were meant to go around and around for a while, but each time you did, you grew a little more, you expanded a little more, you became a little bit more aware, or you just learned something new. And now you're at this point where maybe you even feel a little bit of regret, like I wasted time, or I wasted energy, or whatever it is. In reality, no, you didn't waste time. You grew. You were evolving. And it was part of a divine design, but you're being asked now to step into a place of awareness, to step into a place where you need to remember your own power, because it's being asked now that you do, because there's some aspect of yourself that you have some gift or some dream that needs to be unlocked now, that has been held down and not shown to the world because of you comparing yourself to others or allowing others to come in and influence you to make you less confident about this aspect of yourself. And you're being asked now to free yourself from those comparisons or from those judgments so that you can burn that part of yourself brightly and put it out there and engage with others, because it's meant to serve a spiritual purpose. All right, Aries, I hope this has been an illuminating reading. Yours is the most clear out of the 3 fire sign readings. I love this reading. It's a great, empowering reading, and of course, only for you, Aries. I feel like you're a sign that is always coming from this place of empowerment. And I feel like as a cardinal sign, maybe this is a message you guys need to hear. You always carry with you a leadership component. People will always see you as kind of this trailblazer. And I think a lot of Aries don't realize that they don't realize that kind of almost warrior-like nature to you is meant to be the trailblazer. When I think of Aries, I think of the warrior holding a sword and kind of like cutting through the brush. And there's this quality to you guys that I think that needs to come out this week, and it needs to come out more as we move forward for yourself, because you are meant to kind of lead in some capacity, and you're needed to step up to be able to do that, and others are waiting to follow. All right, Aries, I hope you've enjoyed this message, and I look forward to reading for your next week's reading. If you would like to book a personal tarot reading or a one-on-one coaching session, the link to my website is in the description box below. I appreciate likes and subscribes. However, you just watching this and allowing me to have a platform to share my gift with you is appreciation enough, or is the gift enough? So thank you very much. All right. Bye, Aries. Have a good rest of the week.